Thanks to boxing, I was respected in the district. The guys knew perfectly well who I was, and they knew that it was better not to mess with me. This is exactly what I need. I grew up watching Ali fights, even when they were still on the radio. Muhammad has always inspired me, he was inimitable. When it came time for the fight, I just said to myself, you can't be more than who you are. And I just decided to do my thing, to box, no matter what.
In the first heavyweight, and then heavyweight, Leon Spinks is known to many boxing fans for winning the last title after defeating Muhammad Ali in 1978. Leon Spinks is one of the best representatives of the boxing era of the last century in the heavyweight division. He is also known for his wide, toothy smile, caused by the loss of 2 and then 4 of his front teeth. The brother of the same Michael Spinks, whom Mike Tyson knocked out in 91 seconds of the fight, and the father of Corey Spinks. A man with a difficult fate, huge boxing potential, and a controversial professional career. Welcome back to the History of Boxing channel. Please like, subscribe, and turn on notifications if you haven't already. After all, now we will talk about the famous heavyweight who was lucky and he entered his name in the history of boxing. He was not destined to become a legend, but he deserves to be known and remembered. Leon Spinks, nicknamed Neon Leon. Chapter 1. Beginning. Leon Spinks was born July 11, 1953 in St. Louis, Missouri, USA. He was a very weak child, weighing less than 4 pounds at birth. 2 weeks later he became seriously ill with jaundice, but miraculously survived. His childhood was very difficult. His father abandoned the family, leaving his wife and 7 children to fend for themselves. The family lived in poverty in a neighborhood infested with crime while his mother struggled to raise the children. Leon suffered from low blood pressure and occasional fainting as a child, making him an easy target for bullying from tougher boys. He was not academically inclined and only studied until grade 10 before dropping out of school. He then joined the Marine Corps, but faced significant problems adjusting to a disciplined life under the military code. He often fought with his drill sergeants. Chapter 2. Introduction to Boxing. Although his first weeks in the Marine Corps were full of struggle, he eventually began a disciplined life and joined the All-Marine boxing team. Boxing suited the lanky young man and he developed into a very capable amateur boxer. In 1974, Leon Spinks won the bronze medal at the first light heavyweight World Amateur Boxing Championships in Havana. 2 years later, in 1976, he won the light heavyweight gold medal at the 1976 Montreal Olympics along with his brother Michael Spinks, who won the middleweight gold. During this period, he also served in the United States Marine Corps from 1973 to 1976. By 1976, he had gained a reputation as one of the best amateur boxers in the world, registering 133 knockouts over a 3-year period. Chapter 3. Pro Career. He turned pro in 1977, making his debut on January 15th in Las Vegas, where he knocked out Bob Smith after 5 rounds. Following this victory in England, he defeated Peter Freeman by knockout in the first round. In the next match, he faced Pedro Agosto from Puerto Rico, whom he knocked out in the first round. He went on to win against Italian champion Alfio Righetti after a draw with Scott Ledoux.
Ali said to Butch Lewis, my promoter at the time, I will fight Leon if he gets into the top 10. Then I trained in the gym with Joe Frazier and I had a good coach. I was young, strong and, as usually happens in such cases, stupid. I went for it. The thought that I could try on the championship belt helped me beat all the guys and get into the top 10 in no time.
Las Vegas, USA, 1978, Muhammad Ali vs. Leon Spinks. In 1978, He reached the pinnacle of his career when he challenged reigning world heavyweight champion Muhammad Ali for the title. Ali, though aged by this point, was still considered a formidable opponent. Muhammad Ali planned to end his career with this fight, so he didn't bother much in training. The press considered this fight a mismatch. However, in a tense fight, on February 15, 1978, Spinks wrote history by defeating Muhammad Ali and winning the world heavyweight title. The victory came as a surprise to the boxing fraternity, as at the time, Spinks was the only person to win the title from Muhammad Ali in the ring. The fight received the status of Fight of the Year according to the magazine Ring. Following this remarkable achievement, Spinks appeared on the cover of the February 1978 issue of Sports Illustrated. Muhammad Ali could not accept such a defeat and challenged Leon Spinks to a rematch. New Orleans, USA, 1978. Leon Spinks vs. Muhammad Ali. However, a few months later, the WBC demanded that Spinks defend his title against #1 contender Ken Norton, but he refused to meet the legendary Muhammad Ali again and lost the WBC title. He faced Ali in a rematch on September 15, 1978. Muhammad Ali prepared for revenge and easily won in a 15-round duel by unanimous decision. After this defeat, Spinks' career began to decline. He only fought once in 1979 and was knocked out in the first round by future WBA heavyweight champion Jerry Cowie. Chapter 4. Hard Times. Detroit, USA, 1981. Leon Spinks vs. Larry Holmes. In 1981, Spinks challenged Larry Holmes for the heavyweight title, his last opportunity to win the title. In June 1981, Leon Spinks entered the ring against WBC heavyweight champion Larry Holmes. Spinks was inferior in physical parameters, but constantly went forward, acting as an aggressor.
Hitting him with the right, measuring him with the left again, calling him to set him up. The right uppercut, and it was merciless. Then the right again. That's Richard Steele closely looking.
In the middle of the third round, Holmes pinned the challenger against the ropes and unleashed a hail of blows to the head. Spinks, having missed a bunch of blows, collapsed on the canvas. Spinks barely got to his feet to count of 9. The referee allowed him to continue the fight. Holmes immediately cornered Spinks and continued beating him. A few seconds later, a towel was thrown from Spinks' corner and the referee stopped the bout. He lost by knockout in the third round. His failed career affected him psychologically and he became addicted to alcohol and drugs. Because of these habits, his physical health suffered greatly and he became a shadow of his former self. Reno, USA, 1986. Leon Spinks vs. Dwight Muhammad Cowie. In March 1986, a fight took place between Leon Spinks and WBA first heavyweight champion Dwight Muhammad Cowie. For the sake of this fight, Spinks moved from heavyweight to first heavyweight. The fight took place mostly at close range. Cowie pressed the whole fight. He periodically clamped the enemy at the ropes and brought down blows. At the beginning of the 6th round, Cowie pinned Spinks in the corner and kept him there for the entire round. Spinks could not get out of there, taking on a hail of blows. At the end of the 6th round, Cowie threw 6 hooks in a row to the opponent's head. Seeing that Spinks did not answer, the referee stopped the fight. He first retired in 1988 after losing to Toni Morrison in the first round. He began working at National Football League coach Mike Ditka's restaurant in Chicago. However, in 1991 he was forced to return to boxing due to financial problems, but he could not return to his previous form. He finally retired in 1995 at the age of 42.
You know, it's hard to explain. Perhaps the defeat broke me in a certain way, because I'm not used to losing. 3 years after the second fight with Ali, I entered the ring with the then WBC champion Larry Holmes. But nothing good came of this idea, it was a complete rout. Larry is an amazing boxer and he took me apart. Of course, I'm not going to make excuses, this is entirely my fault, and I had to live with it. Then there were more fights, which I want to remember even less.
Chapter 5. Our Days. After the end of his career, Spinks began to experience financial difficulties and was forced to engage in low-skilled labor. In the late 1990s, he was prosecuted several times for minor offenses and divorced his second wife. He began to develop health problems and was forced to lead a vagabond life, periodically living in homeless shelters in St. Louis. In the mid-2000s, he met Brenda Glur, who soon became his third wife, and moved with her to Columbus, Nebraska, where he worked as a cleaner and loader, but due to signs of dementia, he was soon forced to quit his job and move with his wife in Henderson, Nevada. In 2020, it was revealed that Spinks was suffering from stage 4 prostate cancer and was in critical condition. Spinks passed away on February 5, 2021. If you liked the video, don't forget to like and leave your comments. Subscribe to my channel so you don't miss any of my videos. Take care of yourself. See you soon.